We're starting locally with the institutional founding members, but we can't afford to stop there because it's all about making connections to other research organizations, academic institutions nationally, and of course Illumina and Roche, our private sector partners, are global companies, and so we need to connect globally as well. This is all about reestablishing New York leadership. When you get 4 or 5 scientists in a room that are looking at different things and they start talking to each other and they start saying, I hadn't thought about that, I need to look at this, are you interested in working on that? It becomes a very, very different endeavor than just one scientist working on their own project within their own laboratory. And beyond that, I think for medical education and scientific education, they have to start thinking about how to move genomic medicine into the clinic and making it a reality for patients. And they're not going to do that unless the medical students are trained to understand what it means, how they apply it, how they can administer it in their own practices. And that's what we have to help them do. I think that in the first 2 years of this project, we need to deliver on what we've said we're going to deliver. That is to deliver first-rate, low-cost sequencing services coupled with bioinformatics interpretation and translational research to our institutional founding members and to the market beyond. The second objective would be to really knit very closely together the founding member institutions with the national environment and with our private sector partners and create a dialogue scientifically and from a public policy standpoint about how this should be applied. We will definitely be reaching out to NIH. We would love to be a source of some of their center level grant funding, which they've been moving towards more and more. And the individual institutions here in New York have not had a chance to apply for it. So we give them that vehicle. But not only that, I think we can provide an alternative financing vehicle for NIH and take some of the pressure off. Because if the private sector gets more interested and involved in actually financing some of the early work and the diagnostic work, then we actually have opened up a new source of revenue funding for science. I think there's different reasons that the philanthropists stepped up to the plate and did what they did. So beginning with the Simons Foundations, Jim Simons is a legendary and visionary scientist himself. He's a graduate of MIT, he's just done extraordinary work. And he understands what it takes to move science forward. That's his life's passion. I think some of the scientists that he was involved with approached him, and I think that's one of the most extraordinary things about this entire initiative. These scientists, he was funding their work, and they could have said, are you kidding? I'm not introducing you to my funder. I'm going to lose my funding. And instead, they took us and said, Jim, you need to really take a look at this initiative. This is going to leverage the work you're doing in my lab. Please fund it. Extraordinary. Almost every day did I have doubts about whether it would be possible to pull this off. Honestly, there was so much skepticism and there was so much backlash to the idea initially. So much scrutiny that I just got up every day and tried to do my best. That's the only thing that you could do, and in the end it worked. But there were many, many days that I thought, this is never going to happen. I would invite all of the pharma companies, diagnostic companies, technology companies to contact us, come and work with us. We welcome you. We want to do exciting, interesting things with you, and this is a great new opportunity to meet the future.